Alright, this video comes with, we'll say, somewhat of a disclaimer, okay? Buyer beware. Now, the person who sent me this video claims that it was removed from the internet, Facebook, other platforms, etc., because it contains some type of hidden message that someone somewhere doesn't want you or I to hear or see. Basically, it's encoded, encrypted with information, perhaps from another intelligence or something. It could be spiritual, could be ET, we don't know. Also, I probably watched this video maybe, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 times while editing my video, heard the sounds, had the headphones on, and I had the most vivid dreams, just the most deep, vivid, meaningful dreams I think I've ever had in my life. So, could it be a coincidence? Yes, it absolutely could. But again, guys, fair warning, listen at your own risk. All right, nocturnal news. So I was contacted by someone on X recently, Twitter, that had a very real and a very creditable experience with a UFO and some type of beam of light. Now, this was back in March 2022 in Australia. And just to kind of give you a quick little breakdown here, this individual has a security camera in his bedroom. Okay, you can see it right there. Okay, now while they were sleeping, they meaning him and his family, you see the lights go out one block over, and this is all on video. Okay, then you see this beam of light come down through the trees down to the ground, almost like LiDAR scanning technology, and then the power immediately goes out right afterwards. We can also see on the camera clock from the camera that there is a few seconds of missing time, okay? We have the statement from the power company in Australia of the power outage. The reason given to the general public was some type of unknown voltage to the power lines. And this is where I think, it gets a little bit creepy. We hear this laser beam type sound, okay, that was picked up on the camera or the camera sensor. And by the way, the sound, the audio was analyzed by an audio engineer, and there was a lot of odd things going on within that audio file. Basically, there was information within the audio file that could be analyzed and discovered during this audio analysis. Okay, so we also have the beam of light, the power outage, the missing time, the audible sound of some type of what I'm going to call a laser beam or light source sweeping across the security camera, across the ground, across the trees. We have eyewitnesses, we have a video, we have, again, audio. We have a statement from the electric company on the date of the event. So a lot of just great, compelling evidence here. And the missing time was about 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, we have a chronic fatigue, okay, from the person that I've spoken to. Again, audio, video analysis, geographical analysis. I even suggested this individual get some type of Geiger counter, for testing the trees, the ground, and all that type of stuff, wherever the light beam was. Okay, now, again, when you put it together, very compelling. Also, I spent over an hour talking to this individual through text and voice text, totally grilling him about every last detail. Okay, and trust me, I asked him every single question imaginable, okay, and thoroughly investigated this from top to bottom, okay. Now, he's been doing his own research and his own investigation for the past 2 years, trying to figure out exactly what happened. He also told me, again, he has suffered from chronic fatigue, chronic tiredness, and the feeling of missing time. And I also want to point out, that this was not headlights, because I've read a lot of comments on X and so forth. It was not an airplane. It was not a helicopter. I have thoroughly analyzed and examined this location. It would be literally impossible to be anything like that, okay? I can also prove and verify that the light came from the sky, okay? That's one thing that I haven't seen anyone really look into. When I'm running it through my editing software, my video software, I can put different filters on it, and you can see the light source coming from the sky and down to the ground as it sweeps across the yard and directly to his bedroom window, mind you. Okay, you see it come down at the top of the trees, it hits the ground, goes across, you hear that really creepy laser beam sound, okay? Then you can also hear the refrigerator cut off in the video. You can hear the individual snoring, okay, because they were totally asleep when this happened. Again, that's another common telltale sign. So I've just gone over every last detail, and I have tons of pictures and photographic evidence that I'm just not going to include in this video because, as I mentioned earlier, he has been personally investigating this for quite some time now. So I guess at this point in the video, I just want to bring awareness to this because I think it is a very real phenomenon in the UFO community all across the world. I would say America, these are very real, unexplainable events. I mean, how many stories have we heard about a beam of light coming down from a craft? It's almost become folklore or a well-known Hollywood scene, right? Almost every movie about aliens or UFOs has some type of beam of light, and I think there's always a grain of truth, okay, in every movie, pop culture, entertainment, etc. Like the little green men, flying saucers, beam of light. Okay, you get my point. I think these are very real things that happen to very real people. All right, so let me just kind of speak, off the dome here. All right, so again, I spent a very long time trying to catch this guy in a lie, trying to trip him up, trying to get him to say something that would lead me to believe this was faked or exaggerated. And there's nothing. I mean, I have nothing to report, okay, on that aspect. Also, he has a ton of screenshots and photographs and different things that he sent me that I just didn't want to include in the video because it would be like an hour long. Just anything that I asked him, he had a very good answer for. And I don't think he's seeking fame or attention or money or nothing like that. I think something real happened and he wants to know what it is. That's it. And that's far too often what we hear within our UFO world, our community, is you have these almost impossible, insane things that happen to people, and a lot of times they're afraid to come forward because people are going to think they're crazy or they're out of their mind or there's something wrong with you or are you okay, right? So I'm glad people are finally, finding the courage to come forward with their stories, and even under, heavy criticism and et cetera, like he has received on Facebook and Twitter and X and YouTube and everywhere else. So, again, I just stumbled across this guy. We had a conversation about it. I found it rather, pretty compelling, pretty intriguing. And of course, I wanted to bring it to you guys. Okay. I think all of you are the best, level-headed, critical thinking audience, members, subscribers, whatever, UFO personality, whatever you are out there, you guys are the best. And that's why I wanted to bring it to you, because I genuinely want to know what you think about this. I think it's more than just a beam of light, okay? You have to put it all together. The explanation from the power company, the missing time, that weird sound, the audio analysis, the video analysis. And again, I recommended a Geiger counter because we've seen that. And how many UFO investigations have we seen that where they go and they do find something with a Geiger counter? Okay. Also, he did report this to MUFON and, other UFO personalities, but I guess no one wanted to spend the time on it like I did. So, all right, guys, there you have it. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think.